paving the way for pedestrian safety.
Driving is out of control in the city of St. Louis.
How St. Louis City plans to spend millions of dollars to make the 10 most dangerous intersections safer for you.
I'm tired of going through it. I probably got to miss work tomorrow to pump water.
More rain on the way after flash flooding caused problems for parts of the bi-state. The major concerns this morning for East St. Louis neighbors preparing for another chance of storms 24 hours from now.
We get a break from the rain today, but tomorrow stronger storms return. We're outlooked for the risk of severe weather. We'll detail when we could see storms.
This morning, you will see a smokier St. Louis, how the Canadian wildfires could once again affect our air quality and your outdoor plans.
A Coney Island in St. Louis, the attractions Union Station wants to add by next summer.
From what it was 20 years ago, it's unrecognizable. It really is. And I think that's part of the magic of Union Station.
This is Today in St. Louis, focused on you.
Right now, it is 6:01 on this Wednesday morning, May the 15th. Thanks for joining us for Today in St. Louis. I'm Rennie Knott.
And I'm Michelle Lee. Great to see you. You know what? It was a little bit cooler this morning for me when I woke up, not as muggy. But guess what? Anthony Slaughter says it is going to be the pick day of the week.
Yes, finally no rain coming our way today. We will have a break from that, but I tell you what, I don't think we're going to see a lot of sunshine. You can see our sky cam over downtown. Really just shows cloudy skies. And usually this is the time when we're talking about those brilliant bright colors, and well, just none of that today, but also no rain. We're in between systems. You can see one moving away from us now. High pressure down across Texas for the time being, but you see the clouds racing our direction off the Rockies. That next system is going to move in for tomorrow. So the morning drive has been nice and quiet. We give you the green light this morning. Numbers are in the 60s through 8 o'clock, and even this afternoon, mid 70s for highs, perhaps even upper 70s if we can get some sunshine. But our next round of rain develops tomorrow. We'll talk about that weather alert day for Thursday coming up. Let's get over to Paul Cook and track our roadways this morning. Lots of open road behind you, Paul. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Anthony. We are going to take you and put you on the most heavily traveled highway in all of Missouri, 270 at 6440 right here. Okay, so you don't have to actually be there. That's good news. Unless you're going a little later, you should be fine, but it's all about construction going on for the next 2 years going northbound on 270. Want to make sure you know about that one. So important because it can bog down with just a little volume or an accident. We've been checking travel times, speeds, cameras. Everybody is moving well here on this Wednesday at 6:03. So good news there. We'll have your next take of traffic in just a few minutes. And new this morning, all lanes of interstates 44 and 55 are back open near the Gravois overpass. These 4 vehicles crashed late last night around 11:30, shutting down all but one lane. Our newsroom asked for first responders if anybody was hurt in the crash, but they haven't gotten back to us yet this morning.
Hours from right now, the city of St. Louis wants to begin working to change dangerous intersections with traffic safety upgrades.
Our Diamond Palmer is at one of those dangerous intersections getting millions of dollars of safety improvements. Good morning, Diamond.
Good morning, Michelle and Rennie. That's right. We're live here along Grand and Forest Park. And as you can see, there's some cars already coming through this intersection this morning. We've seen SLUS students heading to class. Of course, people just behind me obviously heading to work. This is just one of 10 intersections that the city says is dangerous because of the amount of crashes that happen here. If you are a driver, you know how much of a headache and how dangerous this intersection is. So we're going to show you a map on your screen detailing where these 10 locations are across our city. So again, St. Louis City says these are the most dangerous. Now right here where I'm standing, this is going to be one of the areas that's getting traffic safety improvements along Grand and Forest Park Parkway. Also getting improvements, Washington Avenue, Kings Highway, and Gravois. This morning, the safety improvements will include pavement resurfacing, lane reconfigurations, retiming traffic signals, and protected bike lanes. Now this project, like you said, Michelle, is expected to take millions, about $46 million in grants, and you'll start to see these improvements being constructed by the end of the year. So this morning, let's break down the first design of the plan. Now that design will be released tonight, the first of a series of public meetings happening. Tonight's meeting will happen from 4 until 7 p.m. at the Piper Palm House. That's inside of Tower Grove Park. Not only will people be able to learn about this project, they'll be able to ask questions about the proposed design and see just how effective these safety measures are. Now, if you can't make it to tonight's meeting, there is another meeting next Thursday happening at the Wool Center from 4 until 7 p.m. Of course, 5 on Your Side has been tracking these traffic safety issues for years, most recently covering the crash that resulted in Janae Edmondson losing her legs, and even more recently, a mother and daughter losing their lives following a Drake concert. But coming up in the next half hour, we'll expand and tell you more about pedestrian injury statistics, as well as what the city is doing legislation-wise to tackle these problems. Reporting live here in Midtown, Diamond Palmer, 5 on Your Side.
Thank you, Diamond. Right now, the time is 6:06, and in 3 hours from now, advocates will speak out about the mental health crisis among the homeless. It comes days after a deadly shooting involving 2 homeless men. Reverend Larry Rice with the New Life Evangelistic Center says the 2 men were killed on Friday struggled with mental health issues. Police say one of the men shot at the other at Market and 14th Street last Friday, and then they ran toward an officer who shot the suspect. Both men died. Reverend Rice will lead a small memorial for the men, which begins at 9:15 this morning at Market and 14th Streets.
Right now, the St. Louis Cat Clinic is closed after yesterday's storms flooded the building. Overnight, we stopped by the building on Hampton and South City, right by Tillis Park. They will give us an update later this morning on when it could reopen. This morning, people in East St. Louis are also cleaning up as streets in that area are currently underwater this morning. Our Sydney Stallworth is joining us live with a better look at the flooding, as failing infrastructure is a growing concern. Sydney.
Michelle, that's exactly right. I'm actually, believe it or not, standing in the middle of one of those streets, Belmont Avenue here, and I'm in inches deep of water at this point. Residents this morning waking up dealing with the aftermath of one of the city's 2 nearby water pumps failing, only working at half capacity when they needed it most. And take a look at why. About a couple of inches of water here, but as the road continues down, you can tell it gets much deeper. And this small water drain supposed to be getting rid of this flood water, working just as hard as it can, but it's not doing much difference. Take a look at some of the homes back here, even that one with the porch light on. You can tell somebody is living there, and the water leading right up to the steps. Now, concerns are even higher because we are expected even more rainfall. The ground is already saturated. This is just what it looks like this morning. I want to show you what the water looked like at its peak. Take a look at this. Our news crews were out here, and we had our Skylens 5 drone up in the sky to get a better look at all of this flooding. The flash flooding buried a backyard, covered up playground equipment at a home daycare, even ruined some patio furniture and turned streets like the one I'm standing in now into lakes. But flash flooding is nothing new in this neighborhood and across areas of East St. Louis. It's a problem that residents raised the alarm about back in July 2022 when we saw that historic rainfall, and then for decades before. Our news crews questioned the city manager about what's being done to fix this failing pump.
These are very specialized pumps. Some of them even have to be sent out of the country to Sweden to be repaired. We're doing everything we can do. We're cleaning our sewers. We're bypassing water. We're pumping water.
Now, I did reach out to the East St. Louis city manager this morning to try to figure out the very latest status of that pump, and I'll continue to reach out until we can get an update at that time. Neighbors in this area just telling our crews they're absolutely fed up with the flooding problems, and unfortunately, they could be facing more headaches. Let's get back into the studio with our Anthony Slaughter. Anthony, we have more rain on the way tomorrow. Could that storm leave behind heavy rainfall, as heavy as what left behind all this water?
Yeah, in fact, we had 2 to 3 inches there yesterday, and the potential does lie once again for heavy rain for tomorrow. But the Doppler radar shows that we're dry this morning, no concern when it comes to any kind of rainfall. But I do want to show you the last 24 hours because it was that area of low pressure that moved right overhead. By lunchtime, those showers and storms moved through, and then you see on the back end, they kind of rotated around. By 9, 10 o'clock, we had another round of storms. The heavy rain that came through did amount to 1.25 inches at St. Louis Lambert. 1.27 to be exact. Not a record. The record is actually over 3 inches, but other locations like Waterloo, Webster Groves, University City, City, even Belleville, all over 2 inches and close to 3 over in Waterloo. That was the scenario yesterday. So now our attention turns to tomorrow. A weather alert has been issued. In fact, this morning, looking at some of the data, it looks as though not only will we have pockets of heavy rain, but also severe weather now on the table, damaging wind gusts and hail, also brief tornadoes, all possible tomorrow. We'll detail this and show you the futurecast and help you time it out. That's coming up.
What care does your family need? How you can help Jefferson County hospitals tailor their services to you right now.
An amusement park in the middle of St. Louis, how you could soon see new attractions in Union Station's expansion plan.